Danileigh. You guys may or may not even be familiar with the name. She is a R&B artist, Dominican R&B artist. I believe currently she's dating the baby. She recently came under fire. She dropped a snippet of a song that she may or may not put out called Yellow Bone, which stirred up a lot of conversation in the Black community. Is it right for people to be proud of who they are in terms of their color? And we'll get into a lot of the details of this conversation, but she came under fire. People were like, "Yo, she's a bad person," yada yada yada. So I want to talk about the colorism in hip hop overall, but we're using her as an example. So Q, what are your thoughts on that situation?
Well, I saw it on the internet. I saw it on Twitter, Instagram. I was trying to figure out why Danileigh was trending. Twitter and Instagram is now my news source. And when I looked at it, I saw something about, I actually saw her defending herself was the first thing that I saw. And next thing you know it, I actually saw the comments that she made, that she was dropping a song called Yellow Bone. And I was a little confused. I was like, I don't think I've ever heard anybody use the term yellow bone before. I've heard red bone. I've heard dark bone. I heard big bone. I don't think I've ever heard yellow bone. Have you heard yellow bone before?
Yeah, I've heard that before. I've heard red, yellow.
Bone.
I've heard
Vizion bone. I've heard crazy bone.
I've definitely heard yellow bone before. It's usually synonymous with like red bone to me. That's the context I've heard it used in. Like basically light skinned women.
So is yellow bone like Spanish women, Asian women, or is it like really light skinned women? I don't know. I really don't know. I legit don't know. But from what I've heard, the uproar was that while she was slightly apologetic, at the same time, like she was kind of like trying to defend the fact that like she made this anthem called Yellow Bone. I think really the big deal is that, or really the uproar was about her tone deafness. In the Black community, colorism is a real thing where certain people feel like certain shades get more recognition, get more love than others, and certain people feel like this is unnecessary to divide Black people as a whole. And I think more than anything, this was a tone deaf thing to do, tone deaf thing to say, tone deaf song to make. And I look, I get it, I appreciate it, like the fact that she cares about what she made a song pertaining to what she thinks she looks like, and like people that look like her that can get hyped about it. But I just think that is just such a tone deaf thing to do in this day and age, especially considering like all the racism going on in the country, all the other stuff, all the other nonsense that's going on against minorities. So I thought it was really tone deaf, man.
Yeah, I think it was tone deaf. I think but even a step further, to be honest with you, a part of me feels like the criticism that she's receiving is not just because she seemingly was bragging and just kind of like trying to prop up light-skinned women. I think the conversation is much deeper than that, honestly. Like, I feel like, I think historically, this is an issue that women in particular have highlighted, and it's the fact that light-skinned women have been getting more props and have been propped up more by Black people, by society standards in every way. You look at music videos. And you see the women that are being represented in music videos. You look at movies. You look at advertisements. You look at any aspect where Black women are usually being represented. It seems like light-skinned women have been getting more of a priority, and I think that's where this stems from. But even beyond that, when I dug a little bit deeper into this topic, um, there were a lot of rumblings that Danileigh was actually taking a shot at the baby's baby mom, who is dark skinned and basically was bragging to the world, but more of it seemed to be a diss, basically saying he wants me because I'm light skinned. Because if you heard the snippet, which by the way, that song was garbage. I don't want to hear nothing about that song being a jam, is slapping. I don't want to hear nothing. I have nothing. I have nothing other to say about this song other than it being trash. Musically speaking, it was bad. So beyond that, though, it sounded like it was a shot at the baby mom. And so I think that's the biggest conversation about this all is women like her, light skinned women like her, saying your man wants me because I'm light skinned, right? It seemed like that was the problem. Bragging, putting this stick out in front of the baby mom, saying, yo, I got him because I'm light skinned. It's like, so you're bragging about that? I feel like that was the issue. So overall, like I said, hopefully this song does not come out. Not because of the controversy. I mean, the song was not good. That snippet, that 1 minute snippet I heard was not good. And I think that overall, I'm happy to see more representation of just Black women in general, of all shades, because, having a song like Yellow Bone, it's kind of counterproductive in a way. And I do feel for light skinned women a lot because it's like as society changes, you got songs like Brown Skin Girl, India Ari, all of these women, these brown skinned women who historically have tried to uplift women who are not necessarily light skinned, but they're more brown / darker skin, try to uplift them. There's a reason for that. Now, how does that make the light skinned women feel? Do they now take a back seat? And is their skin not, does it not mean as much? Should they not have pride in what they look like? It's a little tough. It's a slippery slope. I think overall, we should all definitely empower our daughters and sisters and our family, our Black family members to basically feel proud about whatever skin color they're in. That's at the end of the day how I feel. But does Danileigh basically rewind a lot of progress that is trying to be made in the Black community? 100%. Like, it's not helpful. It's not helpful to brag about your skin color. That's trash. If you're doing it in an uplifting way, that's different. But to brag and say, yo, I took your man because I'm light skinned, fam, get out of here. No, that's stupid. That's stupid. I'm sorry. So that's kind of how I feel about it. You're on mute.
I mean, I think it was distasteful. Like Brown Skin Girl was done in a way that was like meant to uplift people. It was done in a way to make people remind themselves that they're beautiful. And I think maybe Danileigh was trying to make Yellow Bone to do the same thing for those who are whatever, Yellow Bones. But the difference between Brown Skin Girl and Danieleigh's Yellow Bone, Brown Skin Girl premiered on Lion King The Gifted album. Like, it was rolled out on something that was a very beautiful project. Danileigh rolled hers out on Instagram with a picture that was just random. Like you know what I'm saying? Like, it's really I believe it or not, like I know I might some slack for this. I don't have a problem with people that feel happy about what they look like or who they are. I really don't have a problem with that. Or like I don't have a problem with people like saying like, yo, I think I look better than you or whatever. I just kind of have a problem when it's not done tastefully. Because think about like comedians say all kinds of things. Comedians say I've heard white comedians make Black jokes that like I'm like, yo, like what the hell? Like you really gonna go there? But then comedians a lot of times do it in a way that's tasteful, clever, unique, that makes it seem like, okay, you can understand the underlying meaning. I felt like every underlying meaning between that Yellow Bone song was just something that trashes on other people, So I don't think Danileigh's a bad person. I will say this: Danileigh, since she started dating the baby, she's been acting a little different. I ain't gonna lie. Like I didn't know Danileigh was like this until I started noticing that she was dating the baby. Like now she's a lot more out there. She's a lot more confident, which is beautiful. Black love make you more confident. But Danileigh, who I believe is Puerto Rican, has to always remind herself, like, you know, you're in black culture. You're making black music. Like I know a lot of people be like, "What the hell is black music?" You making black music. You kind of talk black. Everything is black. So like, you got to be cognizant of some of the things that us black people are very like annoyed by. I guess colorism is a very annoying topic in our community, and so to kind of throw gas in a fire, especially at this time where there's so much racial tension going on. I just thought that was ill-timed, and it just tone deaf. Going back to what I started this off with.
Yeah, 100%. Here's the last thing I'll say. I agree with everything you're saying, but first and foremost, she's Dominican.
Oh, Dominican. Okay, my bad.
And it doesn't change a whole lot, I guess, for the purposes of what you're saying. But I just want to be clear. She's Dominican. And then secondly, to me, it's about intention. Like, again, be proud of who you are, be proud of your skin color, be proud of all of that. Yes, that's all great. What is the purpose for why you're making this song? Are you making the song to uplift and empower other light-skinned women? Now, a lot of people are going to feel, I guess, how they feel about it, and that's fine. But to me, it's about intention. Like you shouldn't feel, I think, wrong for you trying to empower people who look like you. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But again, if she actually made the song to try to make it seem like light skinned women were better than dark skinned women, and that's why your man wants me, because that's how the hook goes. The hook was he wants me because I'm yellow bone. What you want? Like I'm just reading the lyric. He want me because I'm yellow bone. It to me, it sounds like she's bragging. So again, it's about intention for me. But what do you guys think about the situation? We're just two dudes here giving our opinion, but we do want to hear from the women. If y'all have a deeper perspective or a different angle, we want to hear from y'all for real.
Hey man,
Yeah,
God bless you for actually listening to that song. If I feel like my computer would have caught a virus if I press click on that. Yellow Bone. I'm gonna click on a song called
bro.
Yellow Bone. Oh, God bless your soul. I mean, I want to say this. I know you just closed it, but let me just say this.
Don't try to be too cool for school. I didn't freaking listen to that song with the intentions to jam. I heard the lyric when a song is on. I'm listening. What you want me to
Hey,
do?
man, God bless you. God bless you. But I will say this. I think one thing that Danileigh and a lot of people can learn from. I don't think Danileigh's a bad person. People make mistakes, or even if it's not a mistake, people have ways they feel. Never feel bad about it. But I think it's when you do an apology, like, or when you double down on what you saying, like that's gonna start to cause the uproar. Like she doubled down on it, but then she had this somewhat apology, and I think that's where it was just like kind of nose diving for her after.
Mhm.
But I'm like, initially, hey, talk your ish, but some people are not gonna like the ish that you talk. But